All right, and it is time for the second episode of Notes to Strike a Chord Live, and I'm just about ready to change the Discord link. That's the Discord alert box. That's not what we're going to do it. Oh, there it is. It's at the top, where it should be. All right, it's hard to see right now. I will be posting it in the channel from time to time. And we are here once again to talk about Dungeons and Dragons Online. And this, like I said, this is a talk show. I invite people into the Discord to come and talk to me about this. I've got push to talk off for a change. It is what it is. And I don't know. Let's see. I need my channel. Just so I can see. There we go. And with that, let's get right down to it. As the title says, we are going to be taking a look at the marketplace and Hous Fairlane and Hous Denieth. Good things and the bad things of all about them. And we will, of course, start with the marketplace, which is the next step on our path through Eberron and the Forgotten Realms and Ravenloft. All right, the marketplace is kind of, you know, the ending of your innocence. It's at this point you are now wily and experienced fourth level adventurers. You've done all the ones, you've done all the twos, you've even stepped in here and done a couple of threes. But now you're fourth level adventurers ready to handle anything and everything that you will come across. This is the closest thing that DDO has to a social zone. If you are looking to watch people, this is pretty much it. Look at that. We got some guy right over here. It's Tydax of Married with Children, and he's checking out the trainers. And if you take a look at the map in the corner, let's make the map big. Let's make the map muy grande. That's too muy grande. Oh, it's me. See, there's another person. These are all quests. Look at all the quests. You got a whole arc right in here, the catacombs. You got Chanticor, you got the subterrane. You've got a couple of mid-level quests. It's all here. You've even got the Hall of the Mark, which is an unusual place because it's a quest, but you use the quest to reset a feat. Over here, you have the Sane Asylum. I mean, you've got like where's Sane Asylum? Ember's Asylum. I don't even remember taking that. I don't even know why it's yellow. But the point is that tons of quests. That's one of the great pluses about this is that, and I'm not making a big deal about the levels of the quests because by this point you should be able to figure out now which quests you can take. Up here you've got some 7s. This is a 17. Down here you've got the hardest level 4 you'd like to set your eyes to. Devil Assault. It's all here. You know. You can figure this out. This is not like, you know, you just started and maybe we should be friendly to you. You know, you know how to read the map, and while the maps are not always the best at trying to figure things out, they are still pretty darn good. I think every time I see a viewer pop in, I should just do that. All right, so what else do we got? Oh, yeah, right, vendors. You want to sell stuff? You want to buy stuff? You need stuff? Well, it's not called the marketplace for lack of that. Down here you have the old pawn exchange. I mean, they're not making any pulling any punches with the name here. This is where you can buy all kinds of really neat things. If you're a crafter, it's nice to peruse these every now and then. Because sometimes people, you know, they're not interested in the most bucks. They're interested in the fast buck. Get rid of it. Get it out of your inventory. And every now and then you'll find premium crafting things down here. Stuff with green augment slots. In fact, I'll take a peruse now. Just kind of flip through. A yellow augment slot. That's not... If you need something quick, that's not half bad. I would wait for a green, or I collect my greens and do it all at once. But if I needed something now, a yellow augment slot might not be a bad thing. Colorless, I'd go with the yellow. All right. Then all those things that fill up your bags, all of those collectibles, this is where you're going to trade in most of them. Yannick drummed in here will give you a red augment for setting your level 4 collectible goodness. And we can look around. They're the little pyramid guys. If you have medium Eberron Dragon Shard fragments and would like to get yourself one of those neat little destructible trinkets that'll give you lots of shots of magical efficacy, it's this guy right here, David Turner. Y'all, I spell Welsh style, so he gives you the good stuff. And if you still have some of your old Egg Festival ones, things to turn in, even she's still here, Taj. She'll give you a little something for all that. It really is kind of a hustly bustly, and if you need like provisions, you've got wands and potions and scrolls up to level 2. Starting reagents. It's a really good place, especially for the low levels, to really kind of stock up. And then Rafe, he'll take you whatever you got. He won't give you much for it, but he'll take whatever you got. Alright, well, let's get to the negatives. I'm done. Really, in all honesty, the marketplace, I think, is really as good as it could be. You know, the central hub right here gives you everything you need to stock up. The collectibles, with the exception of the Moss collectible, she's a little hard to find, but they're all pretty well out in the open. And if you go south back toward the harbor and you take a pop off, you find yourself in the pawn exchange, the vendors themselves. These are the people that give you a little bit more money. And then everywhere else you go, there's just always something to do, you know? I haven't done Proof is in the Poison, but you know, this is a talk show. I'm not going to do Proof is in the Poison. All right. So let's get to the pie in the sky thing. What would I really, really, really like to see added to the marketplace? Well, the one thing that frustrates me is that it seems like every time after there's a big server reset or an update, you come back in and the vendors are bare. They're empty. And no one wants to see a broke merchant. What I would like to see is that they have it set up so that there's a certain seeding of initial items. Maybe no more than 3 or 4 of each type. And maybe it checks every hour or two, and if levels go below that it pops it up. And that way it serves as a plat sync for people who are looking for that randomly generated loot. I think maybe that would probably be a little hard to code, but it would be nice that no matter what, there'd always be a little something something in all your vendors. All right. Another thing I'd like to see is the fact that the Hall of Heroes is the only thing that's really hard to find. And that's because it's in this little pillar right here. And I would like to see it have a more prominent home. This does not look like the entrance to the Hall of Heroes. This looks like the entrance to the first station of the Orient Lightning Subway. Now I know that they had planned this building over here to serve as some kind of big nexus for all of the quests. But they've pretty much said they've scrapped that idea, so I'd like to see this turned into the home of the Hall of Heroes. This would be a great entrance. I think that would be fantabulous. Alright, there is also one other thing I'd like to add. We're going to go over to the Phoenix Tavern for this. Because the Phoenix Tavern, I'm really putting this under the marketplace because the Phoenix Tavern is still like the last place that has something like this. And what I'd like to see kind of are more mission independent mini games. Tucked back here is Henda Boulderbreaker. If you talk to her, you can play a version of Storm Reach Roulette. So you put one gold piece down, and if you win, you get a lot. Oh, blue, I lose. I'd like to see him done better, but, you know, I'd also just like to see, you know, fun little games like this. Maybe make it more graphical or whatnot. Make the little dealies spin. But I think we need little things like that inside of many different taverns. Just so that we have things to do when we are waiting for quests groups to fill and whatnot, just to make it feel more like a total or a real world. That pretty much covers the marketplace. That's my pie in the sky things. Random loot from the vendors, and a new home for the Hall of Heroes, a more prominent one, easier to find, and mini games. So next we're going to go over to Hous Denieth. The Marshall House. The House of Mercenaries. The home of the Grand Slam Breakfast. Our group has always called it Denny's. House Denny's. That's the joke. Now, Hous Denieth here has a pretty good look. I mean, I like how there's like the little town in front of it, and you pass through the walls, the keep walls, and the moat, and then you have the tower. It seems very, I don't know, medieval knightish. It's very, very much like a keep. It seems pretty defensible offhand. I'm saying, I don't know. I have never planned a siege in real life. I don't know why. Now, the pluses of Hous Denieth are obviously the fact that it has a good deal of quests. First off, you have the reason why you come in here first, of course, you walk in there, grab the 4 quests of the Depths Chain. And even though you can exit them and come out at various places, in all honesty, you're just going to do them all at once and you're going to go in right here. But you can't. It also has the Sentinels of Stormreach quest chain, with all but one of its quests here. Right over there, of course, is the island operation of storming the beaches, and then the Tower Keep contains the final quest, and Spies in the House, and black locker over there. It also contains a go point, a transfer point to Three Barrel Cove, and Ataraxia's Haven. And its other inn, the Anvil Fire Inn. And we all pop into there. I mean, almost everybody sees the Hammersmith. And the Amber File Inn and I will get that. Anvil Fire Inn also has a couple of transportable quests here, including Stormcleave Outpost, Stromwald's Mine, and the Bounty Hunter, right? Bounty Hunter. So lots and lots of quests count. Or lots and lots of quests. High quest count, that's what I'm trying to say. The next best thing about House Denny, though, is not the fact that you can order a breakfast in a mercenary company at all hours. All the trainers, all one place, all the time. Right conveniently next to the airship portal. This is a really good place to level your character if you need to. The only thing really that's missing here is a Fate Spinner, which is a little odd. I would put a Fate Spinner right here or something. Got too much power to House Denieth. And these work. You can actually shoot them with your bow and arrow, but not your Eldritch Cone. No more Eldritch Cone inside public spaces. See, he just leveled up. Alright, pie in the sky here. I would like to see Fighter Rogue Hirelings available when you get Denieth Favor Unlock. I'd like to start seeing, like, they'd work like Gold Seal Hirelings, but you would be able to buy them with Plat. I do think this game needs more Plat things, just because Plat's useless. And so tie them to favor rewards if you kind of want to gate them a little. And then you can buy, say, maybe like a kind of a Gold Seal-ish or a Favor Seal-ish. You know, Mikhail for at level 13, so you can get, you know, the D-Door clicky. Looking at this, I'd also like to see the fighting pit become... I know PvP isn't a thing in the game, but maybe I'd like to see this have like a little randomly generated player versus monster solo kind of challenge. Yeah, Denieth challenges. That would be good. Right here. Put the Denieth challenges right here around the pit. That would be awesome. We need more challenges. Don't you think we need more challenges? I think we need more challenges. So yeah, you know, I think each area should offer some Gold Seal Hireling type things. So just have, maybe you can only have one extra with it. Maybe they can find a way to code that, but flavored to the area. So Fighter Rogues for House Denieth. I really don't think Denieth needs a raid. I think they've got enough quests in here, and I would like to keep it between, yeah, epic levels certainly, but added, but I would really like to just kind of see it be this level 4 through 10 enclave that it is right now. That way you get the feeling you've done the Denieth experience. You know, you're not coming back because you have to, because, you know, making a heroic quest into a legendary or an epic quest, that's fine, but there still should be the idea that you've kind of done an area. You've done all you can do there. You've kind of completed it, and you move on. I mean, otherwise, you know, I mean, the sense of progression is important to people. That really covers all of House Denieth. There's not much more to cover. Other than the fact that, you know, I still think, well, I do think there is one other thing, one other big plus about it. Let's go ahead and get to that plus out of the way. dum 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 dum. There's not much real reason to go up here anymore since they got rid of the unlocks and the Sentinels of Stormreach loot. You can still epicfy them over in the 12, but you don't need to come up here and use the vat. The view. It's got one of the highest places in the game. And yeah, maybe the draw distance, you know, on these higher end computers may leave something to be desired. It's still nice to be able to just look down at everything and get a bird's eye view of the entire zone. I'm not too sure why my draw distance wasn't resing these buildings, but I might have to check that. I might have had a graphics reset. Alright, let's go on to the last area of the game that we're going to cover tonight, and that would be over here at Hous Fairlane, where you come in here at level 4s to get some level 4 quests done too. You come for the level 4s, but you keep coming back for all the really great stuff. Hous Fairlane, I think, has one of the most appropriate themings of all the areas. With the rounded platforms and the curving steps, the trees, the wagons, the theater with brawn pits. This really kind of captures what I imagine Hous Fairlane is. Hous Denieth, I don't know, I kind of thought it'd be more European castle-ish. And it kind of is until you get to the tower, and then it's just all like really fluty and whatnot. I don't know. I just seem to clash. There's nothing like that in Hous Fairlane. You know, when you come in here, you are meeting Eberron elves, sneaky Eberron elves, which are going to do sneaky Eberron elf things. And of course, since they're the target, you'll have the Maleficent Cabal's big top right over here. And once again, it doesn't feel out of place, and I love the way they made the entrance look. You know, you kind of get a glimpse inside. It's just a nice frontage. It's really good. Now, the bigger problem I have with Hous Fairlane, though, is mainly centered on the airship tower. In Hous Denieth, since it drops you off right at the trainers, it kind of feels like, hey, this is a good thing. In Hous Fairlane, the airship drops you off next to the Bogwater Tavern, which, with the exception of this quest right here, has the other two quests send you all the way across Hous Fairlane. Hous Fairlane seems to have a lot of just running around. And I don't quite get the know of it, you know? You come out here and you gotta run all the way over here to get to the necropolis. Ooh, sorry about that. Did not expect that one. And cage trolls and, you know, rest for the restless. It just seems like everything's a stretch, and in the back You got Tangleroot Gorge. And you got trying to think of this quest. The Save the Ancestors quest. Refuge of the Ancestors, something like that. It just seems inconvenient. Everything seems to be just a little out of place. Even Threnel. You know, being in this little undeadly gazebo over here just seems to be a little bit, I don't know, off. Just off. I don't know how else to put it. And a lot of them are transport quests. You've got Glyn Stand, Brawn Pits right there. Like I said, it just things in House Denieth seem more immediate, and things in House Fairlane just seem so awkward. Even Inquisitor Lightbringer's here, but his quest is over this bridge, and I get that he's probably going to be hanging around on the central platform more. Maybe I would just like to see him closer to the bridge. I don't know. All right. So we will cover the pies in the sky, right? Is that it? Yeah, this I've pretty much covered it. I don't know. The quest layout just seems off, and that airship tower is half the time I go to the marketplace and come in the regular door. To just tell you the truth. Oh, I'm on the wrong way for my pie in the sky, aren't I? Whoa, I would like to see pie in the sky. Dreams. I would like to see a whole rotating array of shows. 10-minute shows, 5-minute breaks, 4 different types of show going on in the live wood theater. I mean, the Fall of Truth I know is important to the game and whatnot. It serves as the backdrop for the raid of the same name in Chinehold. It just seems like it would be this is a really good chance for us to have more shows. And from what I understand, one of the shows changed a little bit. You can see. Not too sure about the dog. I think they just need the dog out there to mark a telepoint port and transform and then kind of be the actor. So they have a place to put the words. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Then of course the words appear above the dragon, but below So we'll just go to skip that. I've seen it before. Alright, so the other thing I would like to see is for them to add, of course, like we said in Hous Denieth, they could add specialized gold seal for plat hirelings. In here, I would like to see custom bard and sorcerer hirelings here. This is definitely the house of charisma. This is the house that charisma built. Most Fairlane operatives, I don't get the impression that they're all too bright. But they all pretty because they elves. And so, I know they got the wizard and everything, but still I think, you know, the wizards should stay in the house of 12. Right? The 12. So here I'd like to see bards and sorcerers. Sorcerers are more important because they can serve as warforged healers, especially when they're done right, and they would get more spell points. And then bards, there are actually a couple of the bard hirelings I think that are actually particularly good. I don't use them as often because their level progression doesn't make them necessarily as good healers as clerics. But I've ran with a couple of them, and they're serviceable healers, and it's nice to get a different array of buffs other than, you know, just, you know, basically clerics. You get the cleric hirelings for Death Ward. You always skip the ones that don't have it. You know, you get, you know, or that our favorite soul. I mean, you get DRM, Guardwell at 13, Tempest at 14, Jatrina at 16, Aaron? Or no, Haystack Iron Horse at 18, and then you skip Wild and go straight to Albus Gladwin. I mean, it would just be not, you know, if you have some way to give yourself Death Ward, if you're, say, a Favorite Soul or a Cleric anyway, and don't want to rely only on your self-healing. Or maybe you have the Rose Quartz Sigil, or literal bucket Visor of the Flinch Renderer Guards, or a quarter bucket, and you're an artificer, so they last 20 minutes anyway. And there are many reasons why. Maybe you've already got that Death Ward covered, that you might want to try something different, like, say, a bard. And I think the more we use hirelings, the more incentive that SSG will have to improve them. I know they're saying, oh, we don't want to put in the time or anything, but you know, I think if they see it as a ongoing plat sync and people are using them and people respond to them positively and constructively, I'm looking at you forums, some of you posters, always the doom and gloom, always the cutting remark, always the negative edge. I'm being critical here. Yes, hirelings have a problem. But can we as a player base figure out how to use them wisely, and then present our case well enough to the SSG for it to be treated with genuine interest? Like, for instance, when a cleric hireling goes stupid, odds are it looks like they're picking up a flag akin to, say, I need restoration. And if you hit them with some sort of restoration, whether you use your smite foe with ameliorating strike, or you expand a restoration spell, I know you think that you shouldn't have it, but what's more important? Using a scroll once every 5 quests when your hireling gets hit by something that might actually be a legitimate cause for a restoration spell, and getting your butt healed, or convincing about it, trying to go the old, I can do it alone. And then when you're not, you get on the forums and be all salty. If you're going to go ahead and just accept that the hirelings are suck, no way to fix them, always going to suck, fine. Leave the salt at home. Put it away. Doctors recommend you cut down your salt intake anyway. Just Fine, accept it. They ain't gonna be for you. They ain't never gonna be for you. No use crying over spilled milk. But if you really want the hirelings to be better, we gotta be better about presenting our case to hirelings. I mean, you know, you're supposed to mistreat hirelings, but only in an in-game sense. Like, you know, when Motrin gets his butt prints all over your chest while you're trying to unlock it. Or, you know, when you decide to go, oh, I can run this entire quest chain. And I've got a Garrett the Sainted with only 1 minute left. I'm going to make him serve an extra hour and a half. Get my money out of him. That's how you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to be all like, devs, you suck. Devs, we want better hirelings. We understand we have to be better about presenting them to us. We need more hirelings, though. We need hirelings that we can take with us. And I'm not asking for, like, the ability to take 5 hirelings in with us. I understand that would kind of ruin the social aspects of the game. But we also need to accept that sometimes it's hard to fill a party. And maybe it wouldn't be so bad if there is a way for us to buy, you know, behind a favor unlock, a gold seal hireling with platinum. That's my case. All right then. Well, we've covered 3, but you know what, guys? I want to show you something. I've been questing all afternoon. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of impromptu fashion show. We're going to go back up and we're going to take a look at some armors. Let's see what I got over the last couple of hours. Since Rizia is over, it's always sunny back on the airship. My problem is my gnome kind of blends in with my door. Alright, let's see, what do we got here? Got this robe. Hey, look at that. That's, bro, I thought that was different. The way it rezzed in, I thought we were going to get like maybe a little bit of the leather armor powder in there, which would be pretty neat. Ooh, that's pretty shiny, but it's not what I'm looking for. I do like the gold, and the steel curious is one of the better ones. I like the star better, though. Got a leather outfit coming up. Is it going to just be leather? Yeah, pretty much. This one's got the undershirt on it. I've been collecting half plates because that's where I'm supposed to be able to find what I want the most. Once again, we got a steel curious. I think this looks better in the blue. I am so sorry, guys, for that because like I said, I now work out in the country, and it's pollination time. I don't mind this look, but I do like it in the brighter purple with the orange. I've already got it though, so we don't need to worry about it. Oh, so close. But I'm looking for this in a different color. The Star Curious, this base, and that in a different color. So close. Ooh, it's in a slightly different color. It's got gold poltroons and ropes and whatnot. That's pretty nice. That's pretty spiffy looking, actually. No. Kenneth base with the Monitor sash, but that's not even a good color for that. This is okay, but this is weird. I don't, Yeah, I don't see where the. Oh, there's the seam. Okay. Boy, on most of the females, the seam seems to be farther over. It's more centralized on the gnomes. That's certainly different. All right, well, that's pretty much all I have to say for tonight. I'm sorry that no one decided to come in and talk, but that's okay. We'll get this grown somehow, some way. And with that, I'll pretty much bring Notes to Strike a Chord to an end. This is Notes to Strike a Chord live, which means that, like I said, eventually I'd like to grow into a regular talk show host. I got my cat Olivia right there. She's judging you for not signing on to the Discord. She's judging you because you don't follow me on the Twitter. She's judging you because you don't go to facebook.com/Glyn's Arcade. This is a disappointed cat. So next week, I want everybody, especially you, Trilogy. I see you. You can't hide from me. I want everybody. I want you to not disappoint my cat. Look at that. She's just all like looking at the side of her like, I don't even want to watch this anymore. We just here chillaxing in the concert hall aboard the airship, and ain't nobody here. Well, we could be having a party. It's the cat that wants to party. Carl Sagan orders you to party. And with that, I wish you guys peace and good questing. Good night.
That is so